some of the doctors were noticing, giving this product to their patients, that the vast majority of the patients had a really spectacular, very rapid result, but there were some that did not have that experience. And what the doctors have been finding is that those people who are extremely toxic, they don't have that wonderful result right away. And that when they went through a period of detox, and I'm not sure whatever method these doctors used to detox them, then the product worked brilliantly. But for those of us who are not extraordinarily toxic, but are moderately toxic just by living in this environment, this product will absolutely detox you. And you might find, that's why you need to drink a lot of water, because you need to flush this out.
Oh, okay.
Some people might get headachy or nauseous or tired in the beginning as their body is letting go of these toxins. Because the first thing a cell is going to do, who's been asleep at the wheel, when it wakes up, which this product will wake it up, it looks around the interior of itself and it says, what's all this garbage? What's all these acids? Let me let them go. And that's what a detox is, a cell that's waking up that's doing some house cleaning.
But my tendency would be, if I start taking the product and start feeling worse, my tendency would be to stop taking it.
Right.
That just seems like human nature to me.
Yes. Yeah. Those of us who have not been in a natural healing world, we always tend to assume that a symptom that's not that's troublesome is a problem.
Right.
But we know that in the healing world that is not true. You may go through retracing, even retrace some symptoms that you had before, and as the toxins are let go, you may experience some short-term discomfort for a very big long-term gain. If you keep in mind that this is healing and not a problem, you can go through it better. It's like giving birth. If you ever really had a labor pain and you didn't know a baby was going to be the result, you would probably kill yourself and think you had the last stages of cancer because it's that painful. But when you know and you're educated and you say, oh, there's a blessing at the end of this, you just go through it. So it's all a mental, people need to be educated about their body. We're just not educated. But, a product like this will help enormously in educating people about how their body works and how to heal it naturally.
Is this, some products, that I have taken in the past, I experienced some benefit in the short term, but what would happen if I took it for, 3 months or 4 months or whatever, started feeling great, and I stopped taking it? Is it an immediate bounce back or something to where I was, or what would happen?
I think it depends on the individual, but the answer to that is it's not as if you're the body is healing itself. So it's not necessarily the product that you need, it's the body waking up and healing itself. If it's done a good job after, again, about 4 months where you're getting good copies of those cells, if you stop taking the product, you won't go back to square one.
Oh, okay.
You will still feel pretty good. But the idea is, since it's a planned obsolescence machine, if you don't keep up taking the product, eventually you'll start winding down again.
That makes
sense. Just like you did before. The body is not going to be producing fibroblast growth factor. It is something that you do need from the outside.
Okay. Well, that makes perfect sense. Once you get through the loading dose or the beginning dose of the product, what is a reasonable maintenance dose?
Well, the company proposes that you do 2 twice a day for about 2 weeks and then go on 1 twice a day and monitor yourself. Eventually, it is proposed that you will need 1 tablet per day as a maintenance dose.
Wow.
So and we're so individual, depending on your age and physical condition, the time required to get you to be ready for a maintenance dose will vary. That's why I'm continuing a larger dose, because my story is is that I'm 66.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a lot of healing to do. And so you have to just monitor yourself and see, do I feel better on 2? Can I get away with taking 1? Your body will let you know.
Well, today, I mean, you can't hardly, watch television or read anything on the Internet. It seems like there's just 3 giant things that people are trying to address every day, and one of them is, the mood, anxiety, antidepressant kinds of products, and there's also, as men age, their libido starts to decrease, and then also weight loss is just a huge, huge thing, it seems, these days. Does this product address any of those 3 things?
It actually addresses all 3 things, which again goes back to why they call it the jack of all trades.
Wow.
Because it's balancing the entire endocrine system, and this is actually published studies that the company did, it's proven to increase testosterone, which has a direct effect not only on strength and stamina, but on libido. There's no question that it enhances libido. As far as weight loss, absolutely. It is known to actually satisfy carb cravings, so you don't feel ravenous. Wow. It has to do with cysteine glutamate uptake. Mm-hmm. That satisfies the craving center of the brain. When you have enough of that, which happens with this product, you're not starving all the time. People have been losing weight without changing any part of their lifestyle.
Really?
Because it's balancing your cortisol. Cortisol will make you retain fat, and this is allowing the fat to kind of dissolve.
Now, cortisol, isn't cortisol caused by stress?
Yes, cortisol, and this is important. Cortisol acts like acid on your brain. It's secreted by the adrenals, which is why 90% of people go to the doctor. Their adrenals are shot because it's the amount of stress we have to live under. So they're secreting cortisol. Cortisol acts like acid on the brain. It's why we get brain fog and we can't remember. And all the bodily functions start dissipating. Stress is huge. It is proven that this product will cut your cortisol levels in half.
Wow.
I have never heard and still don't think there's not even a drug that purports to cut your cortisol levels.
That's amazing.
This alone is huge.
That is amazing. So the product must cross the blood-brain barrier then at some point?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does. Yep.
So what about, other symptoms like, we have grandchildren now, and it seems like the whole rage is ADD, and, there's incidence of autism seems to be rising every year. You're hearing more and more of it. Does it have any effect on that?
It does. It has an amazing effect on all kinds of neurological ailments, regardless of what they appear to be caused by. There is wonderful testimonials with autism, with Parkinson's, stroke victims, ADD, any kind of neurological imbalance. What the product is able to do, and we didn't talk about this, is actually allow the brain, the ingredients in the software for it to create its own adult stem cells. Oh. The brain then takes those generic stem cells and sends it to any part of the body that requires healing and regeneration. And so that's another reason why we are seeing such varied and astonishing effects. And yes, all of the things that you mentioned are affected by that.
What about, one of the other things, one of my daughters has been diagnosed with a form of bone cancer, and she's been going through chemo for a couple of years, and she is so exhausted and worn out during that chemo process. Is this a product that you would take during the chemo process or prior to or after, or how would that work?
If you were going to go through the chemotherapy and opt for that method, you have to be prepared to, it's designed to kill, right? Mm-hmm. It's designed to kill. You have to allow it to do its job if that's what you choose. If you are going to take this product while you're doing that, you're fighting one another. One's trying to rebuild and one's trying to kill. If you opt for chemo and radiation, personally, I would wait till that scenario was over.
Okay.
And then I would rebuild the body and go from there.
So it would be
that's a personal decision on someone's part.
It is, and it's a hard decision, I think, for most people to have to face. Well, I've taken a lot of your time, but I do have another question about, you have been involved in this business for a little while, and not very long, but when did you start your business with this company?
I started my business with this company end of August of 2011.
Mm-hmm. And how has it gone so far?
It's gone the most powerfully fast and lucrative of any other business that I have ever been in, and that includes corporate America and MLM history.
Wow.
Yeah.
And obviously that's a direct result, not of some brand new breakthrough in marketing, but it has more to do with the product, I would suspect.
Yes. The product does all the heavy lifting. Okay. It's because it's so profound in its effect and so quick that something like this takes off. Generally, people who think, oh, I can't do this, I'm not a salesperson. This product turns everyone into a salesperson because when this hits you, and it has a profound effect on you, there's hardly anyone with a pulse that can keep their mouth shut.
I like that.
It's really true, even if you're shy. I mean, what do people over 50 sit down and talk about after, I don't know what, it always comes down to, oh, I have arthritis. Oh, my back is killing me. I can't remember what I did with my keys. And that's what people talk about. And you mean you're going to sit on the fact that you couldn't remember and now you can? Of course You're going to say, oh, my God, I used to have that problem.
Yeah.
Listen to this. All of a sudden, guess what? You are now a salesperson.
Yeah, we talk, people over 50 tend, in fact, we were just talking about this a couple of weeks ago, you tend to talk about prescription drugs, symptoms, or diseases. I mean, that's just
unfortunately, I guess in the world that you are in, I'm in a different world. No friends of mine take drugs, or we're all in this natural thing.
Sure.
So I'm not sure how that works, but it would be, I think you're right, listening to other people, that is what people talk about. Mm-hmm. How could you not? If you are suffering, how could anything else be on your mind?
Yeah.
It grabs your attention constantly. The idea is to make the body kind of invisible to you so you can start living your life instead of, living your life to cope with the body.
What a beautiful thought that is.
You've got to get the body as an issue off the plate. Otherwise, my goodness, what an obsession. It just eats up all your time and energy.
Yes.
And then you're not really living at all.
Yeah. Well, Phyllis, I truly appreciate you taking the time today to talk to me, and this is going to help me, and it's also going to help an awful lot of people, and you're a great resource, and I truly appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
Well, it's been my pleasure. It's kind of a mission. Once you see what this does for people, how could you not want to share?
It really, truly is one of the most exciting things I've ever seen. I'm really, really excited. So thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm glad everything is going great, and you're regenerating yourself every day. So
I am.
Well, I'm going to keep you posted on how this works for me, but it's already done some incredible things. But I appreciate you very much, Phyllis. We'll be talking to you soon.
Okay. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.